Hey guys! Isn't it unfair that women have to deal with their periods on a monthly basis? Tired of buying tampons and period pads every month and not having sex during your period? There is a solution to make your life easier during this time of the month. And in this video, we will talk about menstrual cups, and specifically menstrual cups from Femintimate from the brand Long-Lasting. A menstrual cup is a feminine hygiene product that is used during menstruation as an alternative to pads or tampons. Today we are gonna review these nice menstrual cups from Long-Lasting and explain you all the benefits of using the cup instead of outdated tampons and pads, so you don't have to deal with this mess any longer. Guys, according to YouTube policy, 18 plus content can be promoted or monetized. I'm doing this for free just to raise the level of sexual education, because someone has to talk about those topics loudly. So please like and subscribe, it's not that hard and I'll appreciate it a lot. So what is menstrual cup? Menstrual cups are new inventions designed to provide a more comfortable means for women during their menstrual period. Unlike menstrual pads and tampons, which absorb the blood during menstruation, you put the menstrual cup into the vagina as a menstrual hygiene item, and it holds in all the fluid that was supposed to come out. It is a small, bell-shaped cup, typically made of medical-grade silicone, rubber or latex, that is inserted into vagina to collect menstrual fluid. So this particular one is made of silicone, which I like a lot, and a menstrual cup is a flexible cup that is designed for use inside of your vagina during your period to collect the blood. So the cup doesn't absorb your menstrual flow as tampons or pads do. And bell-shaped cup sews on the vaginal wall immediately below the cervix and collects menstrual fluid just as it is leaving the uterus, preventing the menstrual fluid from coming all the way down to the vagina. So the stem of these cups is used for insertion and removal of the menstrual cup. So today, more and more of us women are using menstrual cups, and you should try it too. So let's first start with the benefits. Menstrual cups offer several advantages over traditional menstrual products. They are reusable and long-lasting. They are environmentally friendly and cost-effective in the long run. You will definitely spend a way less time at the drugstore shopping for tampons with a $30 or $40 reusable cup. You can reuse a menstrual cup for 10 years, so it's a great alternative to 270 disposable pads or tampons that you buy on average for your period per year. Your wallet will say thank you, especially right now in times of recession when we all are trying to cut our expenses. So you may not experience period poverty personally, but it's a big problem everywhere, and 60% of women say that they have less money to buy menstrual products since COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, it holds more. Compared to a super absorbent tampon or pad, menstrual cup can hold about twice as much liquid. So you will feel the difference on days when you are flowing a lot, believe me. And using menstrual cups also reduces your chances of getting toxic shock syndrome, which is rare but a very serious condition. So this happens when you forget your tampon inside and the bacteria starts to multiply. So that happens to people, and it's for real that you can lose your tampon inside your vagina, especially if you were drinking and forgot to remove it. So yeah, that sounds super gross, right? So if you don't want that to happen under any circumstances, consider a menstrual cup. It also lubricates the vaginal canal instead of drying it all out. Tampons absorb the menstrual fluid, but they also absorb all the healthy fluids in the vagina, including the ones that keep it moist. So this can be very irritating. And menstrual cups can help you to avoid all of those things and stay wet down there. Menstrual cups also prevent blood from leaking out and staining your clothes. This shit is embarrassing and you never want that to happen or to prevent you from going somewhere. So you can leave it for 12 hours. And tampons need to be changed every 4 to 8 hours depending on your flow. So when cup actually can stay in longer. So basically tampons are not as good for overnight protection as a cup, and sleeping wearing pads is not super comfy, especially if you are not sleeping alone. It's easy to have mess-free sex. Before sex, most silicone and rubber menstrual cups have to be removed. However, the soft ones are designed for sex too. Nobody can feel them and there is no blood. So the one from this brand is manufactured by sex toy brand. So of course, with this one, you are more than welcome to have sex on your period. And there is also less odor. When menstrual blood gets exposed to the air, it starts to smell. We all know that there is no way to avoid the smell, no matter how good is your hygiene, and this smells kind of gross too. However, your cup seals tightly and you don't have to worry about that any longer. And of course, you have more freedom to do what you want, whether it's sports, sex, swimming, or other activities, without having to worry about leaks or flaps. So now you can finally live your normal life, no matter if you are on your period or not. In general, period cups are healthier for your body. Some tampons contain harmful chemicals and bleaches, but this don't. Your vagina's natural flora isn't affected by the medical-grade silicone, keeping it very healthy. A period cup's smooth material doesn't shed fibers like a tampon. Tampons leave loose fibers behind when they're inserted and removed from the vagina, which can cause fiber shedding. It can cause vaginal dryness and infection. Why would you do that? And some cons, they also exist, but there are less cons than pros. And the first con is you can have hard time finding the right fit. Cups come in different sizes based on your age, flow, and whether or not you've had kids. It can still be very hard to find a perfect fit, and this process can take some trial and error, and you might have leaks in the meantime. But with Eva Cup, you shouldn't worry about that, as they have different sizes available, and we will break it down later. And also it can be messy to remove stuff from your vagina. Even if you can insert the cup easily, removing it can be tricky at first. So how to insert menstrual cup? First, of course, wash your hands. You never want to go down there with your dirty hands. Apply water-based lube on the cup's rim. It will be easier to insert it this way. Fold the menstrual cup in half. Insert the cup. Place it into your vagina while it's folded and rim up. Think about it like inserting the tampon. It's easy to fit the cup to your cervix. Lubricate the tip of the cup where it tapers off and then slide it in with a clean finger up until you feel it at your cervix opening. You won't feel the cup once it's inside, once the cup is well fitted, so you can go about your day without any worrying. Then rotate it. After inserting the cup, you'll need to turn it so it fully opens a few inches below your cervix. When it's inserted correctly, you shouldn't feel it inside. Easy peasy, right? So now let's talk about how do we remove it. Let's take the cup out, shall we? So here's how we do it. Again, we have to wash our hands. We never wanna put our dirty hands and fingers inside of our pussy. So remove the cup by pinching the base. Get your thumb and index finger in there and pinch the cup. To remove, pull down gently. Empty the cup. You don't need all of this stuff. Rinse your cup. Wash the cup with a clean water and a mild fragrance-free soap. So what I love about Femintimate Eva Cup, besides its functionality, is its design and outstanding packaging. If supply it in a box with a cotton bag for the storage and a simple booklet with the instructions in the following languages: Italian, Spanish, English, German, French, Portuguese, and Russian. But besides, not many sex toy brands manufacture hygiene products overall, and in my opinion there is a big gap in this market. And I'm glad that this brand filled this gap with their amazing caps. So let's take a closer look at this product, and as I mentioned earlier, it comes in different sizes for different pussy types. So the small size fits for the women who didn't have vaginal birth and whose age is below 30. So it's very easy to open this soft menstrual cup, and it perfectly fits for moderate medium menstrual flow and cervix medium to high. Large size. Its diameter and length make it suitable for women after having birth with medium high cervix. So it's also suitable for people over 35 years old with pelvic floor under tone. So when I first bought this cup, I did have some troubles inserting it as well as getting it to open up. This was only because I had no experience. Don't let this get you down if it happens to you. After some practice, it will be like second-hand nature. It's like riding a bike. Do not try to insert this when you are not on your period, because your vagina is nowhere near as sleek and moist as when you are on your period, and you will no doubt have troubles inserting it. Your vagina also expands during your period, so you will have more room to insert the cup than when you are not on your period. So also, when you do pop it in, you may want to run your finger around the outside to make sure it's open. I always do this and it always works for me. If not, move it around and it will get settled and pop open easily. I would recommend this to beginners honestly too, and I wish I knew about these products when I started my period. I have always had a heavy flow, and my period was so heavy I wore overnight pads the whole time I was on my period, which lasts like for 4 to 7 days on average, and I even leaked around those. So after a few years I switched to tampons, and even with the super absorbent ones I still had problems with leakage, even after a few hours. Sometimes it wasn't even a blood, it was just a clear liquid. And somehow finally I got those menstrual cups, and it changed my life, because my period is still pretty heavy sometimes when I'm not taking birth control, but with the last few days being light and the first days being super heavy. So after the first 2 days with the menstrual cup, I completely forgot that I was on my period. Seriously. This is completely healthy and serious, guys. So I haven't had a single leak at all, and my activities included everything from the hike, running, yoga, and even sleeping on my back, having sex, and I have yet to experience any problems with leaking with this schedule. And menstrual cups are amazing, and especially for those of you on the fence about purchasing the cup as your first cup, I just say do it. This menstrual cup can change your life. I know it sounds dramatic, and here is why I say that. Imagine you could have your period without feeling all of the blood gushing out onto your pad and having to have that wet, gross feeling that we all have during our periods because of pads and period blood. Imagine not having to worry about how your body is positioned when you are sitting during your period for fear of leaking. Imagine not having to go to the bathroom every few hours to change your pad or check if you needed to. The best of all, imagine getting to sleep the night without these pads. Not having to get up to change it, and not have to worry about messing up your underwear or sheets or your partner. So that's the life you could have if you do give it a shot. So, to sum up, menstrual cups are lifesavers for a lot of women, both economically and in terms of their freedom during menstruation. Menstrual cups from unrecognized brands might contain toxic materials, so be careful and choose the brand that you can trust. And my vote is for Femintimate from Adrian Lastic. You will definitely find a cup size that fits your body and flow, and you will enjoy life to the fullest, even when you are on your period. And I'll see you next time in bed with Kate.